Welcome to episode 91 of the Blathering Live. I'm Cat Napzok for another edition of the AM radio talk show from the past in the modern world, or the modern world's version of an AM radio talk show. I'm Cat Napzok. Hello. All right. Hey, we're live here on several spots as we like to do, but we are also still a podcast. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the Napzok Network. I almost can't say my own name tonight. You can subscribe to the Napzok Network wherever you find fine podcasts. More on that network and that RSS feed, and a day in history for that feed. We've got some people checking in here already. Some calls are lined up. That's right. You are part of the show. Dare I say, the star of the show. That is right. We get calls, live calls, audio calls will be brought in, and you can call into the show if you become a channel member here on YouTube. Or if you're like on Patreon and Facebook and want to call in, best bet, head on over to patreon.com/catnapzok. Support at any level. Support at the lowest level. Support for 1 month. Support, just call in and then say, well, that's enough for me. Just consider it. That's all I'm asking. Consider it. We got comments already. I love comments. Pablo's here. Joseph Thomas is here. He had a great call a couple weeks ago. Dylan Berry of the Dylan Berry Network is here. Says, hey, I switched positions at work recently, and now I'm Sunday through Thursday. So today is my Friday. Dylan, congratulations to you on the job switch, the promotion, if you will, or a switch of positions. What could be an emotional promotion, and also that this being your Friday. I love that feeling. There's no better feeling than what I call getaway day. That, I got one more hour of this hellhole of work, and I get to go be myself. Or, hey, tomorrow I fly out to New York City to do comedy, and I got 2 or 3 days to myself to be me. That would have been me this week. This show would have been like live in a New York hotel room, but I messed up some stuff, and Mark Ellis is in New York. I think he just probably got off stage not too long ago at the New York Comedy Club in the East Village. He's on there tomorrow night. Jen Sturgis there, Kyle Lewis, Vince Chang hosting, and others. If you're in New York and you're looking for something to do tomorrow, please go to the New York Comedy Club in the East Village. There's 2 locations. Go to the East Village, catch Mark Ellis and friends, and I'll be back there next time there. We have got, like I said, calls lining up, but I'm going to handle some housekeeping. I want to take your comments. If you have a comment, a thought starter, a question, post it here. I would love if you did a super chat. I would love if you go to the Stream Elements link in the description and leave a tip. I really would. You want me to lie and say no? No, I'm going to tell you I'd absolutely love that. But it's also not needed to be part of the show because you can just hang out with us here as we do this. A lot of names are checking in here on the stream tonight. Some that have me afraid. Names who might call into the show and ruffle feathers like they did last time out. I do want to acknowledge, I'm going to take some calls here. Here's what we got going on. About 5:30, we're going to be talking about memories. Memories, misty watercolor memories of the way we were. We're not going to be talking about Barbra Streisand, but we're going to be talking about that little thing, if you're still on Facebook, the Facebook memories thing, which is either the worst thing ever or it's the best thing. Today is an important milestone that I would have forgotten if not for Facebook memories, but can we get some lessons from the nostalgia from our own past? Can we look at our mistakes and successes and move them forward? And I want you to call in. I want you to call in with your own lessons from your memories or your own cool things that you learned from going back to your social media and go, oh, that's right, that happened on this day. What's the power of it? What's the danger of it? We'll get to that as well. We'll also, at about 6 o'clock, maybe sooner, we're freeform here, we're going to continue the saga of All American Burger. That's right, confirmed from 3 different sources as the best burger in Long Island, and I'm going to one of my Long Island experts to get some more information on this here. It's going to be a fun-packed show, and also anything you want. Anything you want. A little housekeeping, like I said, I'll be honest, I want to get some of these things out into the world. As I said, you can leave super chats, you can tip, you can also head to, if you want, my store. That's right. See this little store on my website here? It's gone in 3 days or so. The people behind this website have been good to me. I have enjoyed I don't have the best website. I have a dumb man's website that I can build myself and manage myself. But I have a great shop. I like the shop. And I sell copies of my book, Why We Love Star Wars, there. And I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. And I'm not going to say the company yet. If you go to my website, you'll learn. But They announced that the business plan that I was on, it cost me $300 a year to make this shop a reality. I don't make $300 a year off the shop. It's just there when I want to push the books I have in my garage. I have 2 boxes of these damn books left, but they're great books. You got to get them. And I'm a great salesman for myself, aren't I? They raised the price on the shop by, I'm not kidding, $600+. And they said, by the way, the plan that you're on is gone. That doesn't exist anymore. We did some market research and we determined we can't make enough money with that and we'd like to screw you. So the only option I have is no shop and maybe look for something else down the line, or pay nearly $1,000 in one fell swoop on my credit card. I don't have $1,000 on a credit card right now that I'm going to want to spend on a shop that I don't use much. So all that boils down to this, dear friend. You can go to the shop at KenNapzok.com and you can order a personalized copy of Why We Love Star Wars while supplies last. I've got supplies. I'm just saying while the shop lasts is the supply. I have to shut this thing down Sunday, so the next couple days, you want a book, Star Wars Day, May 4th, personalized. I always throw in a little something extra, and that's there as well. All right, so that's one thing. That's one part of the housekeeping. The other part is this. I want to let people know that I have begun doing... I have begun doing movie commentaries on my Patreon page. The first one is out. It's a Young Guns movie commentary. It's me, some whiskey, one of my favorite movies of all time. It is there. We're going to be doing Young Guns 2, the best film of all time. And maybe one day I'll have some guests, but that's not really the point of what I'm doing right now. I just want to hang out with myself and all of you watching and talk about one of my favorite movies. It's on my Patreon page for supporters at any level, but it's also available in the shop on Patreon. At patreon.com/KenNapzok. Hit the shop tab and you can buy an audio or video version of this if you don't want to support on Patreon, because there's a lot of reasons that people don't, that I actually very much understand. There you go. There you go. That's some of the stuff. I do want to acknowledge before we get into the fun, I years ago, couple years ago now, determined I don't want to ever do shows that I feel as though I can't reach out into the real world and talk about things that are troubling or things that are challenging. It's okay to be silly and fun. I'm going to be silly and we got a whole segment planned on goddamn hamburgers. So we're going to have some silly fun tonight because I think we all need that too. We are all these things at once. I also tonight don't intend to get too deep into the issues. I just do want to acknowledge that they're in America right now, worldwide, but in America right now, we're facing a lot of strife with the protests going on at a lot of these big universities. And it has gotten ugly and it has gotten violent and it has raised the hackles of everyone, friends against friends. I literally have competing ideologies on Twitter or Threads or Instagram, wherever I go, of friends deeply affected by what's going on all sides of it. And they are all, by the way, on sometimes what I would call the same voting team. It's been kind of insane. I will say this. I am all for protests. I have nothing. There's not one but coming out of my mouth about what's going on. I said last week, and I've said on other shows, be like the French. Don't freak out about protests. It's just natural. You do it. It gets kind of ugly. Occasionally a building gets on fire, and then you raise awareness for the issues. Don't lose sight of the issues. Don't lose sight of the issues. And there's a big issue going on, and that is what's going on with the Israeli, the IDF and the Israeli government and their war on Hamas, as they call it, which has spilled out beyond that initial objective into what many do consider a genocide, right? And that's what's going on, and people are protesting not just that, but I think they're protesting the fact that we're giving them money and weapons to not do defense, to not say, oh, we're going to keep these rockets over here, that they're using them for ways in which we might not approve of or we might not want our money going to, and we think there's a morality issue to it. And I think that is absolutely important to not lose sight of, that's what's going on. And and I said last week too, but I'll say it again here. For every video clip you see where someone says, see what they're doing and they can change, but see what the protesters are doing, see what they're chanting, see what they're saying. There's also an opposing view of it there. And this isn't a both sides thing. It's just don't get lost in that to me. And this isn't a media's trying to divide us bullshit thing. I don't go for that. What I'm just saying is we have a tendency to hunker up. And to only kind of engage with what we want to engage with and use the information we want to use. And I've seen that a lot of the issues getting lost in the battle over the protests over this big issue and over the main issues. Great stuff from Bernie Sanders. Whether or not you're a fan of Mr. Bernie Sanders from Vermont, the independent senator, I don't know, don't care. I would suggest, though, you go to CNN. There's a great clip of him speaking post Biden's comments today that infuriated a lot of folks. And that Bernie Sanders continues to speak with force and reason, and I think that's valuable and important to pay attention to. So I can't not acknowledge it, but this is not the show in which I'm going to go deep into it. Happy to talk about things and give my one man's dumb opinion on it there. I do watch a lot of things on this issue about the foreign policy side of it to try to understand it better, because I've lived a life where I just haven't engaged with that. And over the last 6 months or so, I really wanted to make sure I understood better for myself. But I'm not an expert, and I'm not basing any opinions on things I learn on the fly. I'm just speaking from the heart on the situation. A lot of people upset, a lot of people grieved, a lot of people afraid. So that's one thing there. I do want to also highlight, man, we talk about political stuff. Let's share a little victory that's gone on here. I want to, where's my camera? I really like this news today, that the Arizona Democratic governor signed a bill repealing the 1864 abortion ban. I think that's a very important thing. This protest sign right in the middle, "Keep your theology off our biology," is one of my favorite protest signs I've ever seen, and what is there for me as well. I really think the abortion issue is going to be key to the next election in the next 4 years, and I think if someone gets into that office, you will see all this take giant steps back, which will affect the lives of many. And I want people to maybe keep that bigger picture in mind when they're talking about some of the other big picture stuff as well. There's a lot of big pictures out there, but I wanted to highlight that because I thought that was a good thing, and I think it's good to highlight good things. All right, that said, how y'all doing? We're catching up with comments. Rich T is here. Jake Vetta is here. And Shane is here. Now, Shane, I'll answer this question. Shane's got a good question. There you go. Troy says, "Force and Reason." There's a Star Wars podcast name. Yeah, absolutely. I like Jake's comment, too. I'm trying to say the F word less on here. You guys could say it in comments. Every damn week, I almost said F. I almost said the F word. Every damn week, YouTube demonetizes this video, and I have to go appeal it to get it remonetized. They want my 22 cents. Anyways, okay, calls are coming in. At the bottom of the hour, I want to talk about Facebook memories because today is kind of an anniversary day. But the first call coming in, he made his debut on the show, I think it was last week. We took a wonderful detailed look at his hair, his mustache. He is a son of Louisiana, at least I think. I don't know where he's from. He might be somewhere else. And I'm going to bring him on audio first. But last time we brought him up with the camera just because I think he's pretty. Welcome back to the show. Scotty J. Rowe calling in. How you doing, Scotty?
My sweetest friend. What's going on, Ken? How are you feeling, babe?
We're feeling okay. I know it's a lot of tension, a lot of stress in the world, right? Yeah. But I'm feeling good. I'm trying to focus on what's there. You?
I'm doing fine. I actually just secured my 3-day Star Wars Celebration tickets. I don't know if you've gotten yours. Have you jumped the gun and got it yet?
No. I'll tell you this, and it's funny. I'm drinking this Nika coffee grain whiskey from Japan that I talked about a couple weeks ago that my friend Matt Key got me. Does not look like we will be there. The Force Center team. Yeah, does not look like it. I'm double checking just to say I was waiting to see an email. We're trying to get something, but I don't know if it happened.
I can tell you this much. Alden and I will be y'all's correspondents. That'll be what we can do. It'll be me and Alden Diaz there. So
you guys are heading out. I'm gonna have an amazing amount of photo. And let me. Can I ask you? Can I put your face on camera? Can I put your face there?
Of course.
Okay. We're going to do that. Scotty's back. Hey. God bless it, that hair.
Yep. I think I'm going to get it cut soon. I don't want to tell you.
Really?
I think I might. I don't know.
Would you debut it on this show, your new cut?
This will be how you market it. Yeah. Just wait. I'm going to shave it live. Yeah, no.
Well, that. But I'm talking about get it cut. Yeah. Don't show anybody. And then come on this show first. That will get me at least 2 viewers, right? Jerry and partners, maybe your family. I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me.
I'll just say, look, I got a haircut and I'm going to be on this strange
Mm.
older guys show that I do. No, Ken, I wanted to say I love these call-in shows, and thank you for letting me come
Hmm.
on and just be
Yeah,
here for a second. I'm glad you're doing these things. These are fun, great way to connect with
thanks.
people that want to be involved. I love that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, and I don't even know you, but you're here. No kidding.
Never met you before a day in my life.
I met once Paul Stanley in Anaheim, but I don't know if I've ever met you.
No, I don't think so. Paul's my neighbor. For those that do not know, Paul is my
Stanley's your neighbor.
neighbor.
There you
He
go.
is most
There you go.
definitely my neighbor. No, man. How was your birthday last week? Did anything fun?
It was low key, my friend. It was great. It
Mm.
was the best birthday for me to have. I got together at a friend's house. She hosted a party for me, small gathering, and just took a moment to take a deep breath. I think that's important.
That's very important. I get that. I've got that this weekend. I took the day off of work because the Phantom Menace is coming out, and I
Mm.
had to. I told my kids, I'm like, sorry, it's my last day with my eighth graders. I'm like, sorry, there's a screening at 11 o'clock and at 1:15, and like I
I
I'm gonna
love
get an
this.
early lunch and just go see it.
Did you did you take it what a half day or taking all the day off?
Oh, I
Did-
took the whole day.
So
Yeah.
there's going to be a substitute teacher
Oh, dude.
because Mr. J
Yeah.
he wants to see pod racing again on the big screen.
Yes, that is actually the case. They're watching a video about octopi. It's a video on National Geographic, hosted by Paul Rudd. They're gonna be
So
sitting in that.
the substitute teacher's going to wheel in a VCR on a
Yep.
dolly and on one of
Yep.
those racks, and boom, octopi for hours, and you're off.
Yes, that's it. Off for the day.
How are you
No,
feeling about this? Yeah.
oh man, I'm pumped. You have no idea. Like I've had my opportunities to talk to you about the Phantom Menace. Literally, like this
Mhm.
is what we first
Mhm.
bonded over whenever we ever
Yep.
discuss anything for a
Mm.
couple of different events we've been a part of. But that movie means a lot to me, and to be able to see it again in theaters, I'm gonna see it a handful of times. It's not gonna be just once. Probably gonna be somewhere between 5, and I've got 7 screenings booked. That's
Wow. God
I
bless
want
you.
to see it. I want to
This
see it.
this will be I'm going tomorrow night. This will be my 9th time seeing it in
Oh,
theaters. I did not see the 3D release and any other
wow.
releases I haven't seen, but I saw it 8 times in the first
Mhm.
month in 1999.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. 7.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped, man. I want to see it with different people, my wife, my cousins, my aunt, and my uncle. Like I just wanted to, it means a movie that means a lot to me, and a lot of
Mhm.
other people feel the same exact way. And Return of the Jedi had one release. I had to drive an hour to New Orleans to see the one release screening they had of
Mm.
Return, and Empire I saw in Baton Rouge. But I was like, I really
Mm.
do. I'm happy the theaters that I have around me are showing it several times, so I
That's great.
don't have to get a hotel. Otherwise, I would have. I'm not kidding. I would have gotten a hotel.
I use any excuse to get a hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm, my
Cool.
Chihuahua pees on the carpet. I'm like, we should get a hotel.
Hotel.
And I love hotels. And you may have something specific, a question to ask, and I want to get to that. But I'm
Yeah.
happy to talk to you about the Phantom Menace because I'm excited to go see it myself too. If you what age did you see it when you did you first see it or did you see it when it came out?
Saw it 5 years old once, but I remember the opening crawl. Then I saw
Got
it again in 2012 when they did the 3D release, and I've only seen it twice in theaters. Obviously, like it's gonna be bad, kid. I'm gonna pull the commentary up on Disney Plus and try
Yeah.
to time it for like one screening. That's my goal, to like watch in a theater with commentary in the ears. I really want to try it. I want to see if we can do it.
Could you go? I'll tell you what. Could you go an 8th time, or maybe on your 7th time? Force Center did a commentary a few years ago, and we need to redo the commentary because so much has changed in life and this and that. But like, we did it in my old apartment since we had 2017, 2018 range. Could you watch that one time for me? And maybe at home. You don't have to do it.
I'll do it. No, I'll do it. I'll get on the Patreon. I'll join right now for that. Go scroll, find it, man. No, look,
It's on our YouTube channel. You don't even
Yeah.
you don't have joined. nothing.
Oh,
It's on our YouTube channel.
I'm gonna find it right now. No,
Yeah.
for me, my question, I have a question. I don't know if you can see my background, but my favorite movie of all time is 2001. It's kind of hard to see.
Okay, I see.
But
I got it.
but a movie like that, very heady sci-fi. Do you like that kind of straightly visual science fiction movie? Is that one you like?
I don't. I've never seen all of 2001.
Okay.
So I was in film school. We had it on
Mhm.
when I was studying screenwriting and everything like that. I'm not drawn to that.
Okay.
Not just the movie, but the genre. This
Yeah.
is it's the sci-fi stuff, and I'm not one that throws barbs at any side of it. It's similar to some of the stuff with Star Trek. Like,
Yeah.
it came off as that more heady. Look, I'm a dumb guy, Scotty. I'm a dumb man.
Stop it.
I'm a one syllable word, and I never got pulled in that. But when I do get pulled in, when something comes up, like the what's God, Grace would scream at me. Grace loves what's the Donald Gleason, Oscar Isaac film, not Force
Oh,
Awakens.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Oh my God.
It's one of her favorites, right? And I don't even know if that's the correct comparison of 2001 to that, but it's in that
Similar.
genre in the sense of it's a little headier. It makes you think. And it's not a movie I didn't see it in theaters. And it was one of those things like Ex Machina and Gone Girl. If I don't watch them, Grace would leave me, right? We have those situations. So I've seen Gone Girl several times. It's Grace calls it her favorite rom-com, and I love Ex Machina because we sat down and I watched it, and I watched it for myself, but I saw it through her eyes too, and I love that. We did that with La La Land. I wasn't a huge La La Land fan,
Ooh, man.
but for
Brutal
her,
watch.
you don't love it, yeah?
No. It's great. It's brutal in the sense of I'm sure we've all been in relationships where like the entire point of La La Land is they, want the best for each other, but the best happens to not be with each other.
Yeah,
and like it's
brutal.
Oh my God, I'll never forget that realization watching that movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
even because when it first came out, I didn't enjoy it as much. I also don't love musicals, blah blah blah. Boring conversation. But when I got to the end, it broke my heart. But for Grace, who is a redhead actor from Arizona coming to LA, chasing her dreams, broken down, who's also a singer and a dancer. That movie's like a documentary. It's like when a lot of wrestlers, and myself included, watch The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, and we're like, that's not a movie, that's a documentary. Like that's
Brutal movie.
That's so real. That's right. So I watched the movie with her, but saw it through her eyes, opened myself up to someone else's perspective, and I love the movie because of that. Does that make sense? So
no, that makes sense.
To your question, I would sit and watch 2001 with you. I'd maybe even hold your hand. I don't know, but I'd probably see it in a different light through someone who appreciates it.
That's true. And I'm glad you could say that because some people, they like my wife watched 2001 once and she looked at me and she says, never again. I'm like, that's fair. You watched it once.
Fair.
She goes, that was too much of a movie. And I'm like, I get that.
Yeah.
It just is. But
Yeah, Ken Plume says, need those Team Zoc I'm a dumb guy t-shirts. Let's do it. Go to the Stream Elements shop, get your Team Zoc hat, but also let's make the dumb guy. Yeah, no, look, for me, there's a lot of movies. I've shown her a lot of the movies I love, and they all seem to come from the year 1999 or so, which is fascinating. And she's appreciated them at best. The only one she kind of was like, why did you make me watch? She didn't dislike it. I'll be clear. She didn't dislike it, but she was like, what did I just watch? And why did you make me sit through that? Was 1999's Mystery Men. Which
I haven't seen that. Okay.
Absolute, Scotty. I don't know you well. I know you well enough that I'd hug you in a public space repeatedly. I think you might love Mystery Men. It's 1999 superhero, Ben Stiller, Greg Kinnear, satire, Tom Waits, and one of the best that freckulator work or what? It's just Janine Garofalo, Paul Rubens. Oh my God, I could.
Oh, that's a hell of a cast. Good Lord, wow.
I think you would appreciate what it does.
Okay,
knowing you.
I'm only watching it this weekend. Look, Wife's going out of town. Free all next week. Putting on the list. Ken, thanks for letting me call in, man. I really appreciate it.
Scotty, thank you. I'm gonna let's do it next week and give our Phantom Menace updates.
That's right. Perfect. We'll do.
All right. Scotty's out of here. Calls are coming in. We appreciate that. Mystery Men. Jake Akavedis' Mystery Men is awesome. I don't know if it's underrated. It's just rated. Steve says that was my experience introducing Highlander to my wife. My big ones, Grace watched pretty much all of them that I've introduced. Bowfinger is a great example. All that kind of stuff. She loved them all. One of my all-time favorite movies is 1992's The Last of the Mohicans. Madeline Stowe being one of my favorite actors, Daniel Day-Lewis, Michael Mann. And it's very important to me. Very important movie to me. And we sat down to watch it. This is years ago. We hadn't even moved in together. And if people are familiar with the movie, there's like a hunting scene that kind of opens up. The credits hadn't even finished rolling. I look over and Grace is asleep. And it wasn't the movie; it was just a situation. And she fell asleep, and we've not put it in the old CD DVD ROM player since then. I'll have to do that. We'll get back. We'll get that. All right. And it's ahead of its time with superhero genre. I agree with that. Jack Cullis is the last movie. It's not an amazing movie, but the soundtrack is fantastic. Still today, I think when people ask me soundtrack questions, like what is your favorite soundtrack, other than the John Williams stuff, right? And Howard Shore, Lord of the Rings, got that. There's kind of those big ones. I think the only two I really tend to answer with are Last of the Mohicans, which is split between two composers. There was an interesting kind of little drama with that movie in the score. But two composers, and then, what is it? Trevor Jones, Randy Edelman, I think their names, I forget. And then James Horner, Glory. Glory soundtrack still just, moves me. Love that movie. It's been a while since I've sat and watched Glory. It's a heavier movie. All right. Steve asks, hi, Steve. Thanks again. Highlander. We'll get it. We'll get your wife to watch it. Am I an Interstellar guy? No, I'm not. But I haven't seen it. And if you listen to me long enough, I can get kind of stubborn on the idea of I don't watch that. It becomes my identity, and that's part of the problem in my life is as I miss out on a lot of things I might enjoy just because I get stubborn. But it's the same kind of thing. It's not. I don't just need lightsabers and whip zoom bang kind of movies. I'd rather go watch other things. I'd rather watch a dramedy, or rather watch a silly comedy too. But also I like deeper stuff. When I sit down to write screenplays, my screenplays are darker. I don't write funny screenplays, and it's been a few years. But I like to watch comedies and the fantasy stuff there. There you go. Rich Teese's Interstellar was on the IMDb 250 list. It's good. I don't doubt that. Andrew Hanks. Hi, Andrew. Nice to have you here. Gloria, still fantastic. Great ensemble cast. You're watching The Blathering Live. I'm Ken Napzok. We hang out here every week. Thursday, I'm trying to make Thursday the night. The only time I will push off Thursdays is if I'm booked or for comedy or have to travel for comedy. And life gets in the way. We got our buddy Lauren Romo is here. She says, my friend Katie and I are doing a podcast similar to this idea. We are watching movies that one has seen and the other hasn't. I love that idea. Love to get your take on that, Romo, and that's good stuff. We're gonna get to some calls here first. We got a redemption call. I'm gonna give this guy a chance to redeem himself. I loved his call, but I think he scared people, and he's gonna get one question and one comment, and to see if we can work that out. But the calls come shortly. Then we got our buddy Brennan calling in here as well. But I want to get to a couple of these questions here that I starred. Also want to shout out 8984M, becoming a channel member, which means if 8984M wanted to, they could call into the show because they have the link. You just go to the post I put up every day of the show, either on Patreon, in my Discord, which you get through my Patreon, or on YouTube, and you can call into the show. Thank you for becoming a channel member, 8984M. Questions. You don't have to super chat to get me a question. It helps, but I also want to answer you here in chat. Like Shane McGinnis, who says, "No, you're vegan now, Ken, but what kind of pizza do you like?" I went from became a vegan during the pandemic, then became mostly vegan. I am now backslidden on vegan. I still eat a lot of vegan foods. I just had a great meal the other day. I got a gift. I got a birthday card gift from our buddy Johnny M. And I went to a restaurant called Something Vegan, one of my favorite meals. I love vegan food. It makes me feel good. Not all of it. Some of it doesn't sit well with me. You got to find the one that works for you, the substitute meals that work for you. But the vegan food is great. I really stand by it. But I hurt my back in January, as a lot of folks know. I wasn't in the gym. Life got stressful. It's always stressful, but it got particularly stressful in January, February for me. Just go back to the live stream from that night and watch me break down on screen. And I just backslid, man. Steve, I backslid. So my favorite kind of pizza, a nice cheesy pizza. Give me a lot of that cheese. Give me 4-cheese pizza and mushroom and olive. I'm a big Canadian bacon and pineapple guy. I know. We can all fight over it. I do like a classic pepperoni. I do like a supreme. I do like a veggie delight. I'm one of those, if it's pizza, I'm going to eat it, guys. But if I'm looking for something simple, a mushroom and olive pizza, a lot of cheese, not a lot of red pepper flakes, not a lot of other things on it, just that. big enough to where I can roll it up and stuff it into my gut. Steve just became a channel member. I appreciate that, Steve. Rich T says this. Hey, Kat, I don't know if you like Eminem, but I've been a big Eminem fan since 2000. He announced the name of his new album, The Death of Slim Shady Coup de Grace. I don't know. My relationship to Eminem is he is a star of my time and era. Trey T is here. Hello, Blatherers. Oh, we need to get that. Maybe that needs to be a shirt. I'm a blatherer. The blathering. I don't know. No one buys merch anymore. By the way, we've still got the merch here. Eminem has done some things in the past that I would call problematic. I also think he has at times shown growth. I don't think he's gone the way of others that I would not want to engage with anymore. I don't know every detail of his life, but I think he is at times comes off as an elder statesman, as he should. I loved watching him at the Detroit Lion games, so I don't have a lot of negative things to say. I don't know enough of him now to be positive, but I did not connect with his music in 2000. But I'm fascinated by him. He is someone who is so big. He is so big that it's hard to turn away from. And I mean that in a good way. I was there watching everyone else around me go crazy for him. And him become a cultural moment. When 8 Mile came out on all the songs and music, I'm a big fan of Dido, so he blew up Dido into another stratosphere as a performer. So I do have a love of him. And then that's interesting on the album. I was going to change up calls. We're going to get another call in here because he's got to go. Welcome back to the show, Brennan Marr. Brennan, how you doing? What you got? What's your question, man?
Hello, Ken. You've made me very happy.
I love making you happy, Brennan. What did I do?
Mentioning names of movies that I love. Mystery Men, love it.
Yeah,
love it. Love Last Mohicans.
Love it.
I mean,
what else?
Interstellar. I know you haven't seen it, but
one of your favorites.
Pretty good. Favorite? I don't know, but I like it.
Love it. Well, I'm happy to make you happy, and I love that there's when I say Mystery Man, I love that there's so many people out there that are like, yeah, Mystery Man.
Yep. My question would be, like, would you rather? This is interesting.
Would I rather?
No, actually, sorry, my brain has gone completely blank.
Well, you're probably rushing out of the house to get a bloomin' onion at the Outback, and I appreciate you waiting.
I guess the thought is, so I assume you're seeing Phantom Menace.
Tomorrow night, seeing the Phantom Menace, yeah.
And it's not a question so much as a comment, but I think it's your show that's definitely turned me around on it.
Meaning Force Center?
Yeah.
Got
particularly
it.
Joseph, how he kind of changed everybody's minds on it.
I absolutely think. I think he probably gets credit for a lot of people switching their tone, or at least having a different understanding of the Phantom Menace. Whether or not they end up loving it or liking it at all doesn't matter to me. It's just they look at it a different way and at least acknowledge that there might be something else there for others.
Yeah, and I remember that episode that he was on Jedi Alliance.
Yes, the first one, yeah.
10 years ago. So my question would be, without going into spoilers, do you think that, what do you think the next animated Star Wars series will be?
I really don't have any clue. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to predict because I think the next, with Bad Batch ending, that definitely brings to an emotional close a lot of the Clone Wars and Clone Trooper storytelling, but there's still more to get to with some specific characters. I would love to see animation move to another era. I'd love to see some of the stuff post pre-Force Awakens, where Resistance was at, more of that, maybe post New Republic. I think it's going to be a little difficult with New Republic developing as on live action and in Filoni's movie. So I think that I wouldn't mind seeing a High Republic. I think that would be good to introduce it to more of a wider audience. The publishing's been doing great. I do think though it's with Tales of the Empire not including Ventress, and both Nika Futterman and the producers and showrunners of Bad Batch saying that more Ventress stuff is on the way. I do believe that's a safe bet to say it's something not around her where she's the only character, but that we're dealing with a lot of stuff in that era, which could be intriguing, and I'm looking forward to that.
I think I agree. Also, the other thing is, I'll be at Disneyland in a couple of weeks
God bless you.
to be at Galaxy's Edge during Season of the Force, they call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I just love that Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge, is just it's so amazing, and I can't wait to take my nephews and nieces there.
Oh, that's good. It's a family affair.
They love Star Wars because I insisted.
You gave them no choice. You have to. Hey, I get it. I get it.
But anyhow, it's just amazing to me that here we are 25 years after the Phantom Menace, when a movie came out to a lot of vitriol, and here we are, people celebrating.
I love it.
Anniversary.
It's going to be fun.
I just let that change.
It has, and I love it too, and I'm going to be part of the love and joy tomorrow night when I see it. So
I think Force Center has played a big part in that.
I wish we could have even more reach, but the reach we have, I think, has been wonderful to see the people grow with us. So I'm with you on that, Brennan. I appreciate that. Brennan, go get some dinner, man. Go get an awesome blossom, okay?
My stomach, I got to be careful.
That's fair. All right. Have it for breakfast.
Catch you later then.
See you, Brennan. Brennan Moore coming in here, and we got some more calls. There's something I want to get to. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I also would love this to be what people also want to call in about here. So I'm going to put this up here. We got some calls lined up. Here we go. Every day, I don't go on proper Facebook. Now, I have a professional Facebook page. I go on that one to post things, but I don't go onto my actual Facebook page that much anymore. But I do, well, let me correct that sentence. I don't interact on it, but I'm on there every day. One of my favorite things to do before I even get out of bed, just because we all reach for the phone, I do go to Facebook and I see what memories are there. Now, sometimes it's bad memories. I've seen people be like, great, thank you, Facebook memories, for bringing up pictures of my ex-wife. Got it. I even have one ex-friend in my life who has posted several times. People have let me know that the memories that pop up about her and I having a good time, she gets upset about. Whatever. God bless them all. We all go through it. But I think there's a lot of wonderful memories. And this one today, and for those on the audio podcast, I'm going to read it because thank you for listening to the audio show, the version of this here on the podcast feed. And because this is about that podcast feed. On May 2nd, 2013, I posted from Los Angeles, California. I said, folks, there are these new things called podcasts going around. Oh, aren't I witty? They seem rather popular and might catch on. Anyway, the first show by Morning Drive Media, the Napzok Files, is now available on iTunes. Remember when they just called it that? Podomatic, or I can just recite it back to you when I run into you. I think that's kind of funny. Kind of a tester show for me, working out equipment, kinks and stuff. Subscribe and review, like and share. Love me, love me, love me, love me. Say that you love me. All right. Man, I remember that, but I also kind of forgot. Today is, what date is it? That is 11 years. Today is the 11th anniversary. The 11th anniversary of the Napzok Files. I launched it in May. My first guest was Matt Key, the man who's given me this whiskey I'm enjoying now, who is still one of my besties. I think the second episode was the person I'm no longer friends with, actually. Speaking of memories. And I had horrible equipment. I had a $20 eBay purchased mixer, a 4-track mixer, looked from the 1960s, maybe the 80s. I had two $20 microphones. I somehow, remember with a capture card thing, capture wire, got it into my old MacBook that's the 3 MacBooks ago. I had originally tried to put it into my PC laptop at a time, and that did not work. And it was, I didn't know, man. I didn't know what to expect. And it started small. I remember I'd had like 13 downloads. I had like 50 downloads. I had like 100 downloads. Then I brought in, early on, I brought in Mark Ellis was the first one. I brought in that crazy cat, Mark Ellis. He did an interview with me. And I got 223 downloads. And for a while, long while, Mark was the leader in the clubhouse for downloads. Dagnino, Tiffany Smith, Harloff came on for a couple. We did it. And I slowly but surely got to over 1,000 downloads a week, and the show built from there. The same feed exists. The RSS feed has not changed from this day, 2013. The name of the show has changed, the Napzok Files. Then it became Saturday Night Napzok on the Napzok Files, the Napzok Network, like I am now. Maybe one day it'll just become the Blathering, though there's still other things I love doing. I've done so many different kind of shows. If you listen to me long enough, you know that I get bored or I just want to take different artistic approaches and directions. And it's... and I don't know what's next. I didn't know the Blathering would be the thing that I love doing, and that these live calls would factor in as much. And this is going to be here for a bit. I miss doing Saturday Night Napzok. Some version of that might always come back. But it's been quite a journey. But the thing I wanted to talk about, and I want any of you to share your horror stories from Facebook memories or good memories that you sometimes forget about and go, wow, I'm glad I have social media to remind me, and the lessons. This is a great day for me. May 2nd, 2013, I finally started doing a podcast. But it's a reminder that I could have started in 2004. I could have started in 2005. I could have started in 2010. I took so long to adjust. I took so long to change. It took so long to get brave and try something new. It took so long to get myself out there. And hid behind fears and hid behind arrogances and a that stubbornness that pops up every now and again, that it undercut me for a long time. So today is a reminder of an accomplishment, but today is a reminder that it could have been sooner. Everything happens for a reason. It happens on the path it's supposed to, but take those chances. Be open to new things. Find your place and change, as I say on the stand-up stage, and always look forward and always look to what is next. And I want to thank all of you who've listened from either day one or come along the journey at any point. I really appreciate it there. So, man, look at that. Downloading podcasts. What a concept is 8984M. Crazy time. Now you can just stream them. All right. We got some calls set up. We got some calls set up here. All right. I'm going to get this call in. First, we can take this question from Twitch. Killer Bidiwegos. Did I say that wrong? Probably. Hey, Ken, what's up? I went to see Phantom Menace last night. I loved it, and I have, like I always have. Are you going to see the movies for May 4th? Greetings from Mexico. Mexico, a beautiful, beautiful country. I'm going to see Phantom Menace tomorrow night. And then that's about it for me. I know they're showing Jedi, a lot of other movies in some places, doing marathons on May 4th. I'll be missing those. And who knows? If I have enough fun at Phantom Menace Friday night, maybe I'll see it again. I'm looking forward to it. And I appreciate your question, and I appreciate you watching on Twitch. We're live on Twitch. You can subscribe over there, also my Facebook page. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is a bit of a redemption song for this gentleman, and I love him with all... I went to a birthday party, my own birthday party, I should say, after the episode in which he called in, and people were talking about it there. And I love him to death. He's one of my favorites. He is the son of Tennessee, Kingsport Cal. Kingsport Cal, you're on the goddamn show.
Hello, Ken. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kingsport Cal. Your sexy Barry White vocals are ringing in my ears.
Right. Damn right.
All right.
I did not know this. You have to give me some context about this. What do you mean people were talking about?
Because I don't think I knew when you called into the show. Let me slow down myself here. When you called in the show 2-3 weeks ago, and I took your call, okay. I knew what was going to happen because I know you. I don't know you. You and I haven't shopped at that Big Lots down there in Johnson City, Tennessee together.
No,
but I know you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But yes.
Not yet. Imagine, Kingsport Cal, that if I get to Kingsport in Johnson City and the first thing I say to you is, let's go to Big Lots. Do you imagine how weird that would be? But we're going to do it. Adam Knight says this. Damn, Cal, why aren't you working in VO? Yeah, you could be a sexy color
Oh,
commentating.
well, I understand all that, but I am like I've said before, I'm a working man,
You're
kid.
a
I,
working man.
I'm a working man. I work
Power
with
to the
my
people.
hand. You know
I
what I'm
know,
saying?
but
I do things to help
yeah,
facilitate and
you
provide and
you're
uplift my community.
you do uplift. You
And I,
uplift. So, but let me look, Cal.
and
Let me.
and
You asked.
wait before you do that, Ken. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I'm gonna tell Adam Knight, whoever that was. Now I
Yeah,
see
Adam
Adrian
Knight.
Knight.
Yeah.
How you doing, Adam? I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
what. I do use my voice
Okay.
for public. For the public, I use my voice on the lady. So there you go.
Oh, that's good. So
Anyway,
you head
uh,
over to that Hooters in Johnson City, Tennessee, and I got it. Okay, you help the people.
I don't have to go to Hooters. But anyway,
All right, all right.
what
So
was you talking about?
Cal, what I was saying is, I knew what to expect from your call. Now, I don't want you to ramble for 20 minutes and make this an entire
Yeah, I
Cal
know.
segment. I need you to get
I
in and
know.
get
I'm sorry.
out. Okay, I accept your apology. But I knew what I wanted. I knew when I said add to show, I knew what you were going to bring, and you brought exactly what I thought, and I loved it. There's no point in anyone trying to tell Cal to not be Cal, but it shocks some folks, and so not in a bad. They weren't like offended. They were just like, well,
So wait a minute. It shocks some people that you have a black friend. Is what I'm.
no, that's not true. I have at least one
That's
other,
what it
Cal. I have
sounds
at
like.
least one other. I have at least one other. All right.
Winston.
My friend Kojak, who occasionally is here in chat. No, no one was offended, Cal. They were just like they're like, what was that? That was insanity. And I was like, it's Cal, it's Kingsport Cal. So I'm here, but I do, this is your redemption song to not dominate, but to facilitate.
What do you want me to do, Ken? You want
Ask me a
I don't
goddamn question.
understand.
Ask me a goddamn question,
I'll
Cal.
tell you what. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not civil enough for your compatriot. I don't know
No one
what to
said you
tell
weren't
you.
civil. No one said you weren't
But
civil. And no, I
anyway.
didn't say that people didn't like you. I'm saying they just didn't know what that was.
I don't care if anybody likes me, Ken. I think that's been established. But anyway, I'll tell you what I don't like.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I don't like. I heard you talking about it. Talking about the radio. Somebody said something about your two radio or something like that.
Yes,
Something
yeah,
along those lines. Yeah. What? I'm sorry. That kind of that really made me mad. And then it made me start thinking about old days, man.
The old days.
Not the old days, as in like when we were younger, not like in this bull crap. I'm talking about the old days, man. You know,
Okay.
radio was king, dude.
Radio was king.
I don't even just mean like radio. I'm talking about old days, everything. Like when you go outside and find a stick and then you make it a lightsaber. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
You know?
So to reset for those in listening and watching, what happened is, yes, years ago, someone who I did work with a little bit, they'd go on some of my shows, and I do like them. I don't have a problem with them, but I do have let me take it back. I do have a problem with what they said. They said to me,
Get it right. Get it right, kid.
Yeah. Let me be more like you, Cal. Let me speak the truth. They said, I was talking about the Force Center and everything, and they were like, well, you do have a tendency to be too radio, and what that meant. And Joseph Scrimshaw, we talked about it on Force Center last week. Joseph said, yeah, the implication is when someone says you're too radio, the implication is that you're not sincere, that the radio morning shows and the morning zoos that have a aura of insincerity. But he goes, that's definitely not what you are. You just host a show and you have a broadcast style that might be of another time, but it's still valuable. And so that I can work through it. But that's what you're referencing. But also about what you're talking about, radio being king. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not that we can't go back, and I'm trying to do this show and make it an AM radio talk show with that great comment that came a few months ago that inspired me to do this a little bit more focused. Is the intimacy, the connection. It's a voice, in my case, my dumb face, and a voice connecting with the people who go on the journey with me. That's what I think radio is at its peak, and what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and radio is king because I mean you can take it with you, dude. I mean, you get in your car, radio's
Mm-hmm.
on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can go to some jobs you can listen to the radio at work, especially back then. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So and like one of the things I love the most, Ken, and I
Okay.
know this is going to sound so stupid. There's a classic rock station that I listen to. If you're ever in uh Tri-Cities area of
Okay.
Tennessee.
I'll
Well,
get there.
102.7.
Okay.
I can't give the call letters. I feel inadequate, Ken.
It's
But
okay.
anyway, but yeah,
102.7 in Tri-Cities, Tennessee.
102.7, Tri-Cities, Tennessee, and they play
Okay.
classic rock. And anyway, so I listen to that in the car all the time. That's my staple, right?
That's
And
yep.
they play a little bit of everything. I
Yep.
love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to my store to get my beer, my cigarettes, and all my bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I go
Mm-hmm.
in,
I'm
and my
aware of what
buddy
you're saying.
Nick,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, and my
No, I
buddy
said
Nick.
yeah. I'm aware of what you're saying. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
okay, Ken. If you gonna make fun of me, I'll say you know what I'm saying.
I'm not
a lot.
making fun of
Okay,
you.
you
I'm
know what I'm
acknowledging.
saying?
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
acknowledging. I'm acknowledging that I'm aware of what you're saying.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
I'm aware of
so
what you're
I
saying.
go, I go. I'm in the car, right? I'm in the car and I'm listening to 102.7. I get out the
Mm-hmm.
car. I go to my store. I get my beer and shit at Nick's. He's a little
Right.
Indian guy, but
Okay.
he's down. He's cool. He's cool. He's
Okay.
like not Indian as a Native American, but
Okay.
Indian dude. He's really
I
cool.
got you. You said it. Yeah.
Anyway,
Got it.
so yeah, so I go in there and he's got the station. He's got this little tiny radio with the antenna on it, and he's got the same station playing. So I can easily transition from my car to the store and listen
Car.
to like Janie, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Janie's crying or some shit. And the
Janie's
songs be
got
on,
a gun. Okay. Or
Yeah,
Jamie's
anything.
crying. Was it Van
Yeah, I'm
Halen's
sorry, yeah,
Jamie's crying?
crying. Yeah, there you
Jamie's
go. I
crying.
would do
Okay.
that. I could be in the car like and then get out of the car and go
Okay.
and walk into the store and the song is still playing while I shop and get my stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's a great
Yep.
feeling, Ken.
I'm
that is
aware of
not a
what you're saying. I'm aware of it. All right, Cal. All right, this has been wonderful. I'm gonna probably clip out one of these moments because you're hilarious. Give me a final thought, and I'm getting you the hell out of here.
Let me see. Well, I don't want to do that. I was going to.
Whatever you were gonna do, don't do it.
Okay, yeah. yeah. I
All
will
right.
tell you this.
Okay.
I will tell you this. I would love for you to the next time that you speak to the lovely, talented Maud Garrett.
Maud Garrett. Okay.
To tell her that I, Kingsport Cal, said hello.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay.
She is an upstanding woman.
The next time I speak to Maud Garrett, I will tell her that you just inappropriately hit on her. Is that what you want me to tell her?
That's not inappropriately hitting on her. I'm just telling you to tell her that I think she's awesome.
She is awesome.
Is that wrong?
That is not wrong, Cal. That is not wrong, Cal. Maud Garrett's awesome. You're awesome. I appreciate the call, Cal. Get back to smoking your cigarettes, okay?
Yeah. I got other things to do too. But
Yeah,
anyway, I
all right.
appreciate it. Oh, Ken,
No.
wait a minute.
No.
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 One thing.
Say it. Say it now.
It's not a say thing. It's a do thing. You got your drink there.
Yeah.
You can see me. They can't see me. It's all good. I just want to do a shot with you. And then I swear to God, as soon as we do the shot, you fucking hang me up, okay?
Do it. One thing.
I got the shot. You
Okay,
got your
let's do
drink?
it. All right, let's do it. One thing. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
God bless it. Cal, I love you.
All right.
You're out of here. Bye. All right. I hung up on him. That was champion. All right. It's all in good fun. Don't get afraid. We're having a good time here. We got some new calls. We got a new caller coming in shortly. We got some classic callers. And don't forget, you're watching the Blathering Live. You got a question or comment, you can put it in chat. I'll pull it up and we'll start talking about it. You got a thought starter? Let's get to it. Let's know. Let us know. If you want to do a super chat, if you want to go over to Stream Elements and leave me a tip, God bless it. I would appreciate that. Or you can become a channel member and help this channel grow. Oh, I would love that as well. Hey, update. We've seen some movement over on my Sports Card ASMR channel. I think I fixed the link down below. Subscribe if you're a fan of ASMR. If you just want to support me, I just got to get 1,000 subs, and I'm rich for the rest of my life. Okay, let's get some calls here. She's been waiting patiently. She is a daughter of Detroit, an M&M fan, a Detroit Lion fan, and a fan of the fabled Detroit-style pizza that I don't think actually exists. Calling the show, the host of the Galactic podcast, Lauren Romo. Romo, what you got?
What's going on, Ken? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Have you heard? Have you heard Maude Garrett's awesome?
I hearing it from Cal. I think I got to believe it now. I mean, that's straight from his mouth. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, believe it. Believe it.
So, a couple things. One, I know we were kind of on the movie talk. So what's interesting for me lately, doing this podcast with my friend Katie, is seeing movies for the first time, but revisiting old ones that I haven't seen maybe in a minute.
Yeah, in a bit.
For example, like 80s movies. We've been doing a couple of those. And we just did 16 Candles, which I've seen, she hasn't seen.
Okay.
And it was...
Well, I haven't seen that. Okay.
Oh, it's a ride. And if for anybody who has seen it, they probably understand that. But it's just it's interesting, like watching it remembering watching it when I was younger to now, and just how different movie making was back then. What was appropriate, what was not appropriate now.
Well, yeah.
It's very fascinating to revisit those types of movies for me, being like older and just trying to remembering them as a younger person and laughing at like the jokes that now I'm not laughing at. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense.
It's crazy.
I think this. I'm not for. You can't go back and erase it. You can go back and you can acknowledge it. I still think there's things that I find funny, but I'm aware of the bigger picture now. And there's some things you just look, you see and you go, it's not even that we wouldn't do that anymore, which becomes a catchphrev. Like, we wouldn't do that anymore. And then we have what Jerry Seinfeld would say last week and all this stuff. No, it's just comedy is constantly evolving. And even things 5 years ago might seem out of place. Or even styles or approaches, or even me reading this Facebook memory. Like I see my style of comedy, but I see it's dripping with self-hate that I try to avoid anymore. So things are always going to be a little different. But I think it's okay to acknowledge those things. There's layers of it too. But also one of the things is when you go back, and I saw this. Someone posted it was a I try to remember exactly what it was. It doesn't matter, but it was a gay man who posted, it's crazy to go back now and find movies that I loved, and this is them saying it, and realize that who I was and who I am is the butt of so many jokes. Yeah. Right? That my very existence was a punchline to people, and that even I might not even noticed it. That it was just there. It was part of the wallpaper, part of the scene, and I think that's the importance of going back. And, again, sometimes I'm okay with boundaries being pushed. I'm okay with some things that, we discussed it on 20 Minutes of Coffee this week. Veep is a show. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. They say things where I'm like, oh, my God, I still don't know how they get away with that. But I think it's the spirit behind it, too. That's a big thing where it's not just context, but it's intent. And that's the 80s are full of, ill intent.
Very ill intent for sure. And I'm glad, like what you said too, rings I think true, as far as like looking at movies that I think as we were younger, maybe we connected with more. Yeah. And then just life experiences, your own personal taste change. Yeah. So then those movies or a movie that connected with you, when you were younger might not connect
Might not.
as much.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you're saying, it's a very interesting ebb and flow and growth.
It is
for sure.
Well, you're experiencing this on the podcast. Tell the folks where the podcast is and what it is and where they can find it. As if people don't know how to search for podcasts these days. But
right, yeah. Back in 2013, it was something to look for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one that I am referring to is one that, as I said, me and my friend Katie do. It's called the She Made Me Watch This podcast. We are on the major platforms as of right now. I think we're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the major ones. So, yeah, we've been having a really good time. It's really fun digging into these older films and then just seeing films that I have not seen before. It is kind of a fun journey for sure.
Filmatic journey. Last thing.
Yeah, last thing.
One thing, Romo. One more thing.
One thing, Napzok. One thing. So, you got me into an air fryer like a couple years ago.
I put you into an air fryer, yeah.
Well, you got me into getting an air fryer. Let me rephrase.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I love it. I have a new favorite cooking appliance now, and I don't know if you have one. Crock pot. I absolutely love it. I've been into this kind of phase now of cooking for me. I love it.
You're in a cracking phase.
Yeah, I'm a cracking phase. Are you a big? Do you? Yeah. No. Do you and Grace use it a lot, or where you guys have the crock pot?
We don't let Grace into the kitchen. She has
that's fair.
Nearly. Not only do we want to buck any patriarchal systems, she has nearly burnt down the house 4 times. I'm going to be honest, probably closer to 10 times. So we try to keep her out of the kitchen.
And we still love Grace. We still love Grace.
One day I'll have her call in and defend herself. No, we don't own a crock pot, but I am a fan of crock pots because remember at GPA for the year we existed, we had that Twitch stream of the hot crock pot where we would turn on the Twitch channel and we'd cook a meal and we'd have it on our live show. At 5 o'clock, which I thought was a genius idea. The audience didn't, but I thought it was a genius idea. But that showed me the power of the crock.
Yeah, really, it is. I just never. It was one of those appliances where I was like, well, I would never use it, but it's just so easy. I just didn't realize how easy it really is.
I'll tell you what I don't have when I'm afraid to use them. It's a silly fear. I have a fear of leaving things on all day because we've talked about Grace in the kitchen.
That's
so
fair.
I have
That's
this
fair.
I don't want to keep this on, go for 8 hours and come back and my house is burnt down because I wanted chili.
Yeah.
That's the only thing there.
Fair. That's fair.
Trey T says, Bleg crock pots. No matter what I fix, it all ends up tasting the same. That sounds like a Trey problem, not a crock pot problem.
That's definitely a Trey problem. I'm sorry, Trey. That's a you problem, buddy.
Romo, thank you for calling in. Good luck to your Detroit Lions. I'll see you on the Fortnite field soon, yeah?
Yes, very soon. Yes, I'll talk to you, buddy.
Lauren Romo checking in. Excited. All right, so at 6 o'clock, I said we were going to get to a segment. We're gonna pick up the story of the All-American Burger from Long Island. I got a caller on standby, but I'm so excited. This is great stuff here. I'm trying to build this out into not only a weekly, but a multiple show a week event here. I got some new callers and some of the names I'm familiar with, and then we're going to dive into it here. And I got a question in chat. Did I end up getting celebration tickets for Japan? Does not look like I'll be in Japan for Star Wars Celebration 2025, the way it's going to be going. All right. First caller became a channel member tonight. I'm going to bring him in here. Audio, he's got a great setup. We'll see how the call goes. And if we want, he's got a beautiful face, a beautiful head of hair, and a great setup here. But Steve, welcome to the show. Thanks for becoming a channel member. What's on your mind?
Ken, thanks so much. I appreciate it. So I actually came to Celebration 2019. Saw the Force Center recording there. Had a great time. Just thank you again. I think I also saw you in LSES in DC. My wife and I came and saw you in DC. You did a show. I don't know what the name of the bar was in DC, but I think it was the year after. It was after Celebration. But
That October. That was a good trip. That was my first trip to DC.
Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. That's all. It was a great show. So no, thanks again. I had good questions for you before, but we kind of already, First of all, Cal is a king, and he got through some of the stuff I was going to ask anyway. But So one of the things, though, I wanted to ask, though, was just like your love of radio, kind of how you got here. So I studied journalism in college, and after graduating, was offered a $10 an hour PA job at a news station, and couldn't pay rent with that, so went other ways. So like how did you decide to stick with that whole that interest, and really how it got you here?
Well, there was a long gap in it. I'll say that.
Right.
Long gap. I have always loved radio, was obsessed with it, and obsessed with like we talked about with Cal, the intimacy and the connection you have with the broadcasters and the music. Then I became a big music fan, but I saw it as an art form. And what had happened is I was at a UHF TV station in my hometown. I was 18, 19 years old, and they used us for free, but they didn't have a ton of money. But they used us as interns / floor crew. I was the floor director for this live show this UHF station did from literally an avocado farm in Napomo, California. And then the Thursday night host dropped out, and I started hosting their live show. I was 18 years old. I used to do a monologue, and it wasn't the greatest stuff, but I got to do a live show every week at 18. But along the way, the two local morning show hosts from KBAR 95, John Mackey and Freddie B, would come on at Tuesday night. And I just got chatting with them, became their intern. My friend Matt, who also worked at the UHF station, became their intern. We went to high school together. And then that started my career. So I learned that way. I learned it on the fly and fell in love with it. But I am really bad at, one, thinking I'm good at anything, two, preparing for what's next, or trying to get what is beyond my current position. So I didn't have a lot of great air checks. I didn't really know how to get other jobs. And then so it ended one morning. I woke up in January of 1998 I was going down to LA to see Oasis in concert. I woke up to a call at 8 a.m., getting laid off, and my radio career was dead. I just didn't know how to get back in, and I was afraid to get back in. And radio changed. Radio for what? Radio is dead from a certain point of view. I think that's a truth you can't escape, but the art of broadcasting is not. And radio still exists. So anyways, but now I'm back, YouTube, podcasting. This, though, is the closest thing to what I always wanted to do, as well as when I did Saturday Night Napzok, which was a pre-recorded parody satire of radio shows out of love, but also a social issue show. So yeah, man, but I even joke with some friends, like, I'm back to where I started, and I maybe should have never left, but here I am.
So that didn't sour your opinion on Oasis, right? Still.
No, I'm still a big Oasis fan. I've seen them 4 more times after that. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. I've caught the Twitch streams. I've watched a lot of the YouTube blatherings, and this is the first time I've been able to really catch it live for this long and get a chance to call in. So no, I appreciate. I feel a lot of the same ways. Like I was a huge just sports radio talk fan growing up, right? I interned at a sports radio station in college, and got to be a production assistant on a talk show, and got a few times to talk on air and just spit out hot sports takes. So
love it.
Before I sign off here, I'm just in the spirit of good sports radio. First time, long time. I'm just gonna give you some hot sports takes here before we go.
Hit me.
That's what I'll leave you with. Okay.
Hit me.
So, you should get a point for kicking the ball through the uprights on a kickoff.
Love that. I'll take that. Give me a half point or a point.
Yeah. Hockey fighting is dumb. We're adults. What are we doing? You have swords on your feet. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Or just stab.
You do that. You can do MMA. You can do boxing.
Yep.
For wanting in baseball, this is a little out there. For wanting in baseball, fans should be able to throw stadium provided throwable things that are safe to make routine fly balls a little bit more fun.
We need to pitch that to the Savannah Bananas. They need to have chaos inning.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the XFL, we start the fun stuff there. FSU getting left out of the playoff last year was a joke.
Gotcha.
Tom Brady's going to play pro football again.
I agree with that.
And if I could have any sports job for a day, I think forgive me if I've stolen this somewhere. It was really funny. I believe it 100%. If I could have any sports job for a day, I would want to be whoever's in charge of NASCAR, and then before they start the race, make them say, "No, boys, we're going right today. Sorry, we got to turn around."
That's it. I forget what Jim Rome used to say, but you got the take of the day right there. Make them turn right. Make them turn right. Love it.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in. Love that. Rich T follows up. Kent, did you see college football is adding the 2-minute warning this season? No, I like that, though. Thanks for the super chat from Mr. Ken Ploops. Is towards getting Ken to celebration. There you go. I need about 2,000 more of those super chats. There you go. We got a couple calls coming in here. Then I'm going to get to our Long Island call. This has been a lot of fun getting new voices in here. Names that I'm familiar with. I am very happy to have this next caller on. I've seen this name, the username, Ventress87 on my Twitch feed since I started doing Twitch a long time ago. I'm not on there playing games right now, but I'm on here doing this show. I'm very, very happy to welcome to the show Ventress87, a.k.a. Rachel. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I honestly just wanted to take the opportunity to, just talk to you, not really face to face, but, been a follow of yours for, I did the math earlier and it hurt my head.
Yeah.
So a couple years before the launch of Force Center.
Wow.
So,
yeah, that is a decade of dominance.
It's been a minute. So yeah, I just wanted to really just say thank you for everything. You really helped me through some tough times personally, and listening to Napzok Files got me through one of my last mind-numbing jobs.
I appreciate that. I don't appreciate mind-numbing jobs, but so look, without going into the details, Ventress, of your own. And by the way, how happy are you that Ventress is back?
Oh my God, I can't even.
It's amazing.
I'm so happy. I can't even form a coherent thought about that. It's one of the best things that's happened as a Star Wars fan in a very long time.
It's almost like, now the mall thing was a little different, but it already happened. This might be hyperbole, but I'm putting myself into your shoes as a Ventress fan who has a Ventress username and has had it for a very long time. It's almost like the feeling we all had when Lucasfilm was sold to Disney and we knew new content was going to be on the way anyways. Where just like we thought it was dead and now it's alive. And Ventress is that.
It's amazing to have people that aren't as, I don't want to say as big a fan, but are as involved in other media as far as like the books and the former, like the older animated shows, finally understand my online handle has been a lot of fun.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that angle. Without getting into the details of your own life and any of your struggles, what is it about anything that I've done that got you through it? Was it my love of Del Taco? Was it my love of 7-Eleven? Was it dumb quotes from 80s TV show? What got you through? I'm curious because I need to know if I'm still doing that stuff for others.
It is all of the above. It is being able to talk about pop culture with, understanding that fans are going to be fans and get snarky and everyone's not going to agree. And some of the more serious conversations, the openness about some of your own struggles. It's all been wonderful. And one of the biggest things, and this is going to sound so bizarre, my longtime partner is honestly the one that said, you got to check out this guy. You are going to love Ken Napzok. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is a Napzok?
Are you trying to get me to listen to a Circassian? No.
I'm like, I don't understand what's happening right now. And honestly, whenever I would have Force Center on or the Collider or the Napzok Files, it was the song lyrics, the song triggers, and just turning any quote into a song. And it's just something that's always made me smile. And I was actually telling people the other day, I'm like, you got to find Force Center and listen to Star Wars Counseling. I stayed at work for an extra 30-40 minutes just having my own little mini Star Wars counseling session.
Love it. Well, Joseph, if he had a little bit more time, would gladly do this again. Look, I don't ask to put a mirror up to my own accomplishments. I ask to put it back on you of anything I do is silliness. Anything I do that has some relevance or is poignant is only as good as the people listen to it. And I said this to Joseph Thomas when he called in a couple weeks ago. I'm just happy that anything I say helps all of you through things or helps you take steps forward into things. And that's all you. So thank you for being you, Ventress.
Aw, thank you, Ken. That means a lot.
There you go. I appreciate appreciate you being here. This has been great.
Yeah, coming out of a little self-induced social media isolation and was
That's-
randomly playing Battlefront for the first time and got your Twitch alert last week. I'm like, all right, that's a sign. That's a sign.
I'm back. Yeah. No. Maybe one day I with the games. I have a ton of fun playing games. I have a ton of fun streaming the games. But I realized that because of my life, I use video games. That's like I tell this to Grace a lot. Like Grace loves taking a bath to relax. I'm like, I love playing a video game to relax, even when sometimes I get mad at it. But it's my way of shut up. And I wanted to maybe disconnect that from what I do as a career at times. So, but that doesn't mean it won't be back. And then we'll be playing Battlefront, and you'll be seeing it again.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Ventress. Gonna let you go, but I appreciate your call tonight. Thanks for joining.
Ken.
All right. We're hanging out. We're going good here. I'm going to get to, I swear to God, and he's in the waiting room, but give me a thumbs up, my Long Island brother, that you're okay to wait one more phone call. He is. Okay. He's got some stuff. All right. But I want to get another new caller to the show, but it's not a name that is new here. They've been in chat here. They've been in chat a lot over on Force Center. 89. It's also one of the hardest usernames to say for me for some reason, because I look down, I'm always like 8898. It's 8984M, aka Brady, on the show. 8984M. I want to know that name story first. Hi, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, my friend.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a Rose Tico moment right now.
Look, let me tell you something. I'm about to escape in escape pods, and I hope you electroshock me.
Oh, no, I certainly hope not. About the username. It's...
Yeah.
Okay, so have you had a caller born after the year 2000?
Are you born after the year 2000? Because if so, you're the first caller.
No, so you're going to have to wait a bit more. I was born in 99.
Wow. Okay.
But basically, yeah. So I was my entire life I've had the internet in my life, and this was just the username that I picked as like a kid, and I never changed it, and I forgot why I chose it in the first place.
Oh, well, so this is like if well, for me it's like my AOL screen name was always just Napzok, so I have a boring one. But if it's like your first password or something that you just got stuck with your whole life, I get it.
Yeah, and basically, yeah, at the time, all the usernames they'd always be picked, right?
Yeah.
And people used to put like numbers in their back of their usernames. So I guess I thought, like, what if I just put numbers in front and then single.
It's a great name. I love it. But you see Joseph and I don't want to say struggle because I don't want you to change it or feel bad, but it's so funny to watch this. I feel like a newscaster who's looking at the teleprompter and it is like 898. It's like I've never said numbers before anytime I see your name.
Yeah. To be honest, I used to go by my Chinese name, and people always have that same reaction. They're like how do I pronounce it?
I always want to apologize for my American tongue, but also
No.
I think we have to acknowledge it's an American tongue, not designed to say more complicated, nuanced names. I just say Bob a lot, you know?
Yeah. I understand because the spelling is it's not English. It's not meant for English speakers.
Right.
Like my Chinese name is Kai, right? But the last part is spelled RUI, and that's not, and that the UI does not make an A sound in English.
Right. Say it again. That's a wonderful action star name. Say it again.
Kyrie.
That's
how you pronounce it. Yeah, but when The Force Awakens came out, people didn't have Kylo Ren, like they didn't have the name memorized yet. So people, my friend group, they'd use my name to refer to the villain. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, is he Kylo? Like, wait,
that's amazing.
He did some. Okay, yeah.
8984M, what is on your mind? What's your question? What do you got? Hit me. You got me. You got me.
God, to be honest, I shouldn't have my cup of coffee earlier, so I'm kind of nervous, and I forgot what I was gonna say.
Make something up. Make something up.
The Phantom Menace, you know.
Okay, Phantom Menace. It's on the mind.
first time ever in theaters.
Got it.
Oh my god! And I'm gonna see it on May 4th as well with my friend. And
You're gonna have a great time.
I've been okay. I think just something came up. So I'm
Okay.
planning to dress like it's 1999.
Yes.
Born in 99, and we're gonna dress like it's 99.
Yeah.
And so when you took photos in that time period, like what
Yeah.
poses did you do? Did you like did you do peace signs, or was that out of fashion already?
I might have been, unless I was Ringo Starr, Peace and Love, or Jerry Hollowell, Ginger Spice. No, I'm trying to think. This is an amazing question, Brady. This is an amazing question. I don't think I did much. I have a stance. I do. And Grace always makes fun of me. I accidentally pinch my like thumb and forefinger together, and she's always like, "It looks like you're holding an invisible chapstick or something." And it's always what I do. So I do that. I don't know if I put my hands in my pockets and smile. But then I got to admit, during the early 2000s, mid 2000s, well, not early 2000s, I should say, early 2010s, and when I started hitting the convention circuit and I started having the pleasure to meet more people who are listeners of my shows, and they'd ask for photos or after comedy shows, I started doing the weird white guy pointing with his mouth open, even though that was a pose. And I still occasionally might do it, but I really try hard not to do that. I don't judge anyone that does, but that became like every photo, because people would post them on Instagram, and I would just see like 8 photos of me making the same, like, this guy face. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Oh, to be honest, like, posing is just hard in general.
It's hard in general.
I don't know
what's your go-to. What's your go-to? So if I make it to Star Wars Celebration 2025 and you're there, we take a photo, what pose are you gonna do?
I guess this is more of like this has been like so peace signs never went out of fashion, I guess, for like the Asian community. So we always just do peace, like the peace sign.
Okay.
I do an upside down peace sign because I just want to be different, because
you're a devil worshiper. Apparently, you're a devil worshiper, right? Upside down. That's what the Bible tells me, or the '80s, the Satanic Panic. No, great. Well, 8984M, thank you for calling in. Thanks for becoming a channel member. Thanks for supporting Force Center for so long. We appreciate you over there as well. Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for taking the call. This was really fun.
Let's do it again. Do it again. I'm looking forward to more questions from you.
I had a great time watching The Phantom Menace.
You too. Kyrie, everybody. Or 8984M, whatever is easier for your American tongue. We got a couple calls lined up. We are going to get to some Long Island talk shortly. Jen Murrow showed up in chat. She heard Long Island and she wanted to get in here. Maybe I'll have to get that link to Jen as well too. I'll have my 2 Long Island connections on the show here at the same time. But a couple calls coming in here. Get in, get your questions. Let's do it. We're having a lot of fun. I'm not going anywhere yet. This has been my favorite episode so far. Come to the show now. I used to say he is from Northern California. That's not true. I'm not going to dox him, but I kind of know where he lives. He's a great, great, great soul, wonderful human. Mike Fink is on the show calling in. Buddy, how are you?
Wah, 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 wah. I'm good. I was listening to this amazing episode while walking to a place called Baja Cali Fresh.
I can smell it. I feel it.
Yeah, and to get in the weeds, literally, the Google Maps said 14-minute walk. I did it in 11.
God bless you.
Scooped my nacho fries and tacos and made it home. I had to mute you when I was picking up my grub. But yeah.
No, I hope you were inside the restaurant when Kingsport Cal was on, and if you could just blast me and Kingsport Cal yelling at each other, that'd be a great call.
Yeah, there's also people walking their dogs. I had a volume only I could hear. That being said, it's an honor and privilege to be back. And
yeah, what's on your mind, buddy?
I listen to, as you know, I listen to Force Center a lot. I try to listen more on YouTube as a YouTube premium subscriber, and I also sometimes just fall asleep to the dulcet tones of you three. The recap of the groundbreaking, perhaps Bad Batch finale episode I've gotten through maybe 2.5 times now, so I probably just do a reboot. So I don't know if you guys mention this. I went to Disney Plus a couple hours ago to go back to the finale, but instead I was served up a Bad Batch or Clone Wars essential episodes. I never watched Clone Wars. There was one that said Bad Batch.
Yeah.
season 7, episode 1. So I assumed that was the intro. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're right.
Okay.
Right.
So I busted it out, and I don't know if it's the same voice actor, D. Bradley Baker.
It should be, yeah.
But he did slightly different, effects on the voices, and they were still, I guess, he was coming into what each character would bring.
Yeah.
And I got such a kick out of seeing them like on Ultra 80s A-Team style as their first ever. It was crazy. But
go ahead. Go hit me with your question. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I cut you off.
So I don't know if you guys mentioned this yesterday, but the title of the finale, the last ever episode, was taken from Wrecker's first line ever. The first line ever spoken by the Bad Batch.
It absolutely was, and I was one of many people that saw that title of the episode released before the season and thought, well, everyone's going to show up. We got an Avengers Endgame type of moment, and even during the season, I thought Rex and Cody and Fee, everyone's going to show up. But that line was the clue, exactly what you're talking about. The cavalry was the Bad Batch. They were the cavalry for everyone else. I love that, and I love that you discovered that. It's a great connection.
Yeah, so that was pretty rad. I actually paused it to go get the Baja Cali fresh. So after the Blathering tonight, I will finish it.
Love it. Well, and the thing about that, I haven't watched those episodes in a while as well. I'm gonna have to go back. So it's interesting note on D. Bradley, still trying to find those voices, but you can kind of see when I say, and Joseph and Jennifer, we've said on Force Center, like, hey, when the show The Bad Batch was announced, I wasn't super excited because I love those episodes. They're great episodes with Echo, but I was like, I don't want to follow the Space A-Team. I'm not interested in that. I want something else. So the show just goes past that very quickly, but it had that vibe. Those season 7 episodes.
Good to know. So maybe I'll dive a little bit deeper. One of the main things, I can't say main things. One of the things about Bad Batch, not to turn this into a Force Center tangent.
No,
but
Star Wars is in the air.
And the Cali fresh is in my throat right now.
Don't die.
Not so fresh.
I am a trained first responder.
I need to hear it now. Heimlich, stat. Lucy can't do it herself. So Lucy had 19 teeth removed 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
She's down to 8.
Well, Baxter had 26. He's still chomping. He bit Grace 2 weeks ago. He's a fierce dog.
So the point I was going to get at is, and I've commented perhaps the Force Center Bad Batch spoilers channel a little bit too, but the animation on this show, it's beyond comprehension. It's beyond the matte paintings of yore. It's when there are no characters in the scene, it's just ships or it's just the background. It looks like it could be any Star Wars movie.
It's great.
It's so epic.
It's next level.
Yeah.
It's next level. So what Joseph and I reminded each other, it's still okay to say it's beautiful. We thought it became cliche to say, but it shouldn't be. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you for checking in. I was going to reach out to you because I might be seeing some live shows in later May, and I was going to see if you wanted to go rock out with me and Brian Tiller or something. So look for those.
PC Tiller, sounds like a plan. Appreciate you letting me on, and
good to have you here, buddy.
Yeah, this is one of the funnest blatherings to ever blather.
It's a great blather, and we're not done yet. I'm going to get into the Long Island shit right here, right now. Are you ready? Let's do it. Mike, thanks for calling in. I'll check with you. Enjoy your food. All right, so here's the story. This has been... Oh, by the way, I wanted to acknowledge... I hope he's still here. Jared, the Dark Jedi. I love Jared, the Dark Jedi, says, I rock a white guy point. I don't have a... The white guy point's not a bad thing. I realized I did it every photo, and then it would come off as insincere. If you see a lot of photos with me, and I'm not stopped a lot anymore. There was a point in time where I could even be recognized around Burbank. Those days have gone. Trust me. So I don't want to be that guy who's like in every photo doing the same things. But Jared, you rocked that point. Also, Jared said he was at Chicago 2019 and didn't see me, so he feels cheated. I apologize, Jared. We'll meet in person one day. I know, and it's going to be a warm embrace. All right, so the story goes like this. We had our buddy Johnny M. from Long Island on not too long ago. He was calling in, and we were talking about food because we always talk about food here on the show. And I asked, what's the best burger in Long Island? And he said, well, it's All American Burger. Then we had our pal Jen Miro on, who's also from Long Island. She did not know that was John's answer, and she said, "Oh, All American Burger." Jen and I were on a call with a guy named Gino. That's all I'll say. Gino, as you would guess, from Long Island. So we get through this call. It's a business call. At the end of the call, I go, Gino, I got to ask you a question. What is the best burger in Long Island? If I'm in Long Island, where am I going? Without hesitation, without knowing what Jen answered, without knowing what Johnny M answered, he goes, "Oh, All American Burger." I am fascinated now with this. I found a picture of it. I don't know if this is the one that everyone goes to, a Massapequa, or whatever you say over there. This is All American Burger. Go the All American way. A little patriotic for me, but Burgers Franks. I do want to go there, and I'm going to get there one day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring on the show right now. We're going to have two voices on the show here. Okay. First is Johnny M from Long Island. Johnny, how are you doing? Oh, he's muted. You muted your mic, Johnny. He's going to unmute it. He's going to get there. It's like watching an old man try to. Oh, there you go. It's okay. It's okay.
How are you, Ken?
I'm good. How are you, Johnny M?
I'm doing terrific.
All right. You're not alone tonight, though. Home, probably drinking a nice red wine and a cheese plate, is Long Island's own Jennifer Muro. Jen, are you on? Can you hear me?
Hello, Ken. Am I on the air?
Oh, my God. Let's talk. I have Johnny and I have Jen. No one's Jen. I call you Jen or Jennifer.
Yeah.
You're not a Jenny. Were you ever a Jenny?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever was.
I mean,
please. I mean, with my Italian family, I was Jennifer. Jennifer.
I know Jennies. You're no Jenny, and I got nothing against Jennies. You're no Jenny. No.
Yeah, no. So,
Yep.
my Long Island accent's going to start coming back when we start talking about All American. So, it's going to be a problem.
No, that's not a problem. That's what I want. Johnny M is here. John Mariano from Long Island. Every time I talk to him, he threatens to get me out to Long Island. What do you feel about this news about the All American Burger? And is that photo I put up, is that the All American Burger you go to?
That is the All American Burger I go to, and Jennifer has it right. Like it warms my heart that the Long Island hasn't left her all these years.
It's still in there.
What is it about it, John? I'll start with you. Why do I have to go here? What's the difference?
I took my uncle here years ago, and I think he put it best. There is nothing on the outside remarkable about the burger, but when you picture a fast food burger and you bite into it, it's everything you want a fast food burger to be.
Damn. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, John. You're kind of turning me on food wise. This is amazing. Okay, Jen, Fur. You're now. You, by the way, Jennifer, as probably is required in Long Island Italian families, is an amazing cook herself. Do you cook burgers at home? You've never served me a burger at your house.
Well, I mean, I haven't, because Grace is vegan, and so I never really had the opportunity to do that, I think. Although it's funny, I've been toying with although you can't eat Impossible burgers, can you? I think they just...
I'll give it a go. But yeah, well, they send me running to the hills, if you know what I mean.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I can make an Impossible burger into a vegetarian burger, and it tastes like a regular burger. But that's me with my experiments. But that's for Grace. I want to, if she's willing to go vegetarian, then I can make a really good burger for her. So I can do that for you. But you know what's so funny? But I think it's with All American, it's like there's not a lot of independent burger place. I mean, then again, it's been so long. I haven't lived on Long Island in 20 something years now. I mean, the last thing I remember was a great burger. I think I also remember there were very good fries. They were thick, but I could also just be like dreaming that. And I remember their shakes being amazing.
Oh, sold on the shakes. Johnny, can you confirm, are they thick? Talking about the fries.
They are thick fries.
Thick fries. Okay.
Yeah, and they're homemade fries, which is I think something to point out.
And this this is an independent run organization.
Yes, independent run. All these and the prices haven't changed drastically.
Here's what I'm confused on. I know Long Island. You Jen, what part of Long Island did you grow up on again?
Massapequa.
You're there. Johnny, how close are you to that?
I mean, right now it's about a 40-minute drive. But I grew up in Levittown, and one of the things for us was the minute one of your friends got a car, that was the place to go.
Okay, see, that makes sense. So even if you're out on Montauk, you're going to drive the hours over to it?
I don't know. I'm not from Montauk, Ken.
Okay.
Well, I don't want. By the way, Levittown is like the next town over from Massapequa, so it's like you walk there. I mean, it's super close. So that's why it was right. And All American was in Massapequa Park, or like right near the water, so you could see like water's coming back. See this accent's coming right back in. So you get your burger, you're right in near the water in Massapequa Park, and you go hang out with the ducks on the dock.
I love that. A couple more minutes like this, Jen's going to start aquanetting her bangs and meet me down at the mall listening to some Debbie Gibson. This is amazing. I think what was throwing me is I don't know the layout of Long Island. I get it. It's a long, thick island next to NYC proper. I get it. But I don't know the layout. So the fact that all three of you, and I don't know Gino well, I don't know the area which he grew up, but it's got to be close or similar to you, Jen, right? Because you knew each other back in the day.
Yes, yeah. It's short, so it's on the South Shore, and so it's not the long part of the island. It's on the south part of the short part of the island. So it's north south.
Gotcha.
It's south. That makes no sense. But
no, I just what I didn't know was all three of you gave the same answer independently, and in my head I'm like, there's so in all of Long Island there's one spot and everyone loves it. I'm intrigued
because you happen to be talking to someone who was from Levittown. I'm from Massapequa, and Gino was from like Farmingdale, so it's all right near All American. You just happen to catch a Nassau County border people.
Okay, yeah. Did they sell these at the Nassau Coliseum? Johnny, do these burgers travel?
I mean, no, but you can bring them there.
Okay.
They definitely travel back to my house, into my microwave, and back into my belly.
How big are these burgers? Ken Plume says this is like listening to my aunt and uncle in Easlip. All these.
Islip. Damn it, Ken.
No, this is amazing. I love this. Laserbolt, I'm going to bring up this comment from Laserbolt. I'm super suspect of Impossible Burgers. They never claim they're good for you. They can't even call it vegan or vegetarian. They can't even say it's made from vegetables. They only say plants. Nope. You know what? Normally, I don't want to say I would fight back on your claim there, Laserbolt, but the proof might be in the pudding, because I'd rather have a burger. My body is better with a regular dead cow burger than whatever is going on in the Impossible Burger. So we'll look into it. I slip. I slip. You all slip. I fall. All right. So I don't know. This is just amazing to me. I'm obsessed with this All American Burger now because I want to find it.
When you come, we'll bring you to Long Island. We'll bring you there. And
Okay.
by the way, it's like, I guess like it's like an In-N-Out situation, but it's way better than In-N-Out, like way better.
Oh,
it's got that 50s. It's got that 50s look. It's got that McDonald's look. Like I mean 1950s McDonald's look, like the original, like the first, like the creator of McDonald's. That's like what it looked like.
Michael Keaton. Yeah, Michael Keaton. Yeah. We'll do it. Yeah. No, I got to get to this Long Island. This Long Island. I got to get to it proper because it's
maybe they ship. Maybe they ship. We can look into it.
Yeah. Can we get some? Can you replicate the recipe, Jen? And maybe we have a cookout.
You know what? I don't know. That's a great question. I guess we can call up, and then they're going to go, who the hell are you, and why are you calling, and why are you weird?
Johnny, the next time you're out in L.A., could you bring, like, the secret ingredients? We'll invite you over for a cookout. You'll judge.
I'll bring a cooler bag and just bring the burgers.
I mean, that is really true.
You know what? He's not lying, because, Johnny, what was it? Was it in New York, or when you came out for, like, Celebration, when you brought the bagels?
I think it was Celebration.
Celebration Anaheim. This is how serious Johnny M is about Long Island treats. He flew out with a bag of bagels from Long Island and delivered them to me and Mark Ellis.
That's amazing.
Right? Everyone's flipping for your Long Island accent, Jen. Everyone in chat is excited. And also, I don't normally acknowledge comments like this, but it is Kingsport Cal. Kingsport Cal says, Jenny sounds hot. HAWT. Jenny, are you going to ever own your position as a hot Long Island mall girl?
I mean, I might have to cut bangs and then spray them upwards with my Aquanet, which they still make. It's funny. Anytime I'm either drinking or tired or angry or talking to someone back home, it does come out, especially with the family, of course.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the moment you cross in the Eastern time zone, you start saying water. I'm sure it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, even like it's hard to say the word like a ball, like you say bull. I don't say ball or ball.
Bull.
It's like it's bull. It's ball. It always will be ball. Water. Even water. Even if I say R, it's still water, not water.
Now,
that's just weird.
John, do you catch your accent? You don't have a thick one, but you've got enough to I know you're from the East Coast.
I can get the accent because I'm from Queens originally. So when I get angry, when I get hot, it comes out more.
When you get HOT or HAWT?
I've never been HAWT in my life, Ken, and you know that.
LQ. Sorry, I got this comment from LQ, and LQ is she's one of my favorite viewers because LQ will sit in the back of the class, quietly taking notes, and then come in with a great question. And she says, "Excuse me, bagels from where, John? Where did you get those bagels?"
That's a good question. I don't know the good bagel places anymore. Yeah, I would love to hear this answer.
I mean, Bagel Boss is still the best, but where I am, I have like 3 or 4 spots I can go, and they're all equally as good.
Where's Bagel Boss?
Bagel Boss is Plainview, I think, is the main one.
It's in Plainview?
Yeah.
I love that this has turned into Long Island Center. This is amazing. I did this and I love it. I love it.
So
Johnny,
Jennifer, the next time you're in town, I'll send Ken the address of Bagel Boss. You got to hit it up. It is they're the best of the best of the best on the island.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Plainview's not far at all, so.
No.
I heard it. I heard it. All. You hear that, guys? She says all.
Problematic.
Ken, I gotta ask one question, but this is for you, and this is a throwback to a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer, a couple of weeks ago, I tried to introduce Ken to the concept of the egg sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And the importance of So he thought I was talking about an egg salad sandwich originally.
Oh, no.
Right. So can you back me up on this? That's one of the staples that you gotta get on the island.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually on a bagel. I mean, for me, it's an everything bagel. But it's I mean, they do have where can they have one at Hank's Bagels right here in Toluca Lake?
Okay.
Hank's Bagels has a great. It's the best bagel you're gonna find.
Okay.
In Los Angeles.
Don't dox yourself. Cal will fly out from Tennessee and walk around Toluca Lake till he finds you. I'm kidding. Andrew Hanks says now do pizza. All right, we don't want to get to we don't want to get to pizza because Johnny knows I don't enjoy New York pizza and that gets him really upset.
You don't? I didn't know that.
I don't. I haven't found. I've been to a lot of spots. Harloff took me around one time there was a famous trip where he led about 4 of us around town trying to find the pizza he liked, and he couldn't find it. And everyone, he literally threw them in the trash. He was like, "This sucks." He threw it, and we never got one. We went to a fancy restaurant next to the old Letterman studio, now probably the Colbert studio. I haven't had. It's not like I think it's disgusting. I'm just like, it's never slapped me in the face and woke me up as to prove its worth.
Oh, we'll fix that, Ken.
Jake Yakovitis says New York pizza sucks balls. I'm about to bring Jake on the show. He'll back it up. LQ says BECs are the best. All right, we're almost out of time, but I'm not done yet here. I'm going to bring Jake on. But Jen, I appreciate you calling in and letting your accent fly.
Once in a while, it's got to happen. And, if not embarrassing for the whole world to hear, why bother? So
It's not embarrassing. It's not. You probably gained a few fans. Follow official Jennifer Muro on Instagram, and you could follow her adventures. One of my favorite people. Thank you for making my birthday an actual birthday this year, Jen. I did talk about it on the show last week, but I appreciate it there.
You got it. And I was actually going to try to do a New York pizza replica for you and Mark Ellis, but now I can't because now you don't like New York pizza. So I will think of something else.
Wow me. Make me an egg sandwich or a burger, but wow me with a proper New York style pizza. You make homemade pizzas.
I do.
I'm telling you, folks, she's one of the best chefs I know. Wow me. Mark and I will be there. All right.
That is a test. You got it, babe.
There you go. All right, Jen's off. John, you stay here because I want to try to bring him. Oh, I was going to try to bring Yakavetta. You disconnected. Get back in there because we'll talk. We'll close the show. All right, he's back in here. All right. Okay, here's the thing. Hey, first of all, shout out to The Past is Alive. John at The Past is Alive, one of my favorite channels. Subscribe. Stop what you're doing. If you're a baseball card fan, you subscribe to John at The Past is Alive, or you're a sports card fan. He's a big fan of my work at Sports Card ASMR, and I'm a fan of his. We have a mutual friend, Jeff May. We're hanging out here, John. We're doing a live call-in show. So there you go. You out there, want to become a channel member or patron supporter, you get to call in as well. All right, Jake Yakavetta, you're on the line. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, John Mariano, you still there?
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, fuck John Mariano.
Okay. Don't get me demonetized, Jake. What is your claim in chat was that John Mariano gave you 50 beers in Brooklyn. Is this true?
Yes, that is 100% true.
John,
he picked me up from the airport, and he had a trunk full of Bud Light. So I really cannot, fault him for that.
What say you, John, to this claim of 50 Bud Lights served to this poor man, this poor innocent man?
I went to Costco, and that was the smallest pack they had.
They serve beer at Costco? I don't have a Costco membership. I don't make enough money on my ASMR channel yet for that.
They sell the packs. So I bought the pack for the man because I would come in. And I don't know if you've met Jake, but Jake's a thirsty fellow.
I've met Jake. He's always smoking or having a beer, so I get it.
Well, I'm smoking a fucking Pall Mall Menthol 100 right now.
I wouldn't want it any other way. You and Kingsport Cal should have a smoke off and then have who has the sexiest voice, because you both have sexy voices.
That's my Tennessee homie.
He is. What's your question,
Jake? I was like, I had some things that I was gonna try to be funny with, and then I heard John Mariano's voice, and I was like, "Oh,
you got angry?
Yeah, no, fuck this."
You got angry. That's fair.
A little bit.
That's fair. John Mariano, Johnny M. He makes people angry. Jake, have you ever gone to a fantasy baseball camp?
Not that I know of.
I think you know of it. John Mariano gets to go to a fantasy baseball camp and take batting practice at Yankee Stadium, and I've never been more jealous. John, is this true?
This is true. It's actually an anniversary for my uncle's been going for 25 years. You were talking about the Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
25 years.
I didn't know that an opening day batting would be worse than a fucking opening pitch.
I don't even know
what.
At this point, I don't know what you were saying, Jake, but you're making me laugh because you're dropping F-bombs like it's yesterday, and I love it. Johnny, you were wearing a Don Mattingly jersey, which I think, Don Mattingly being my second favorite player of all time, Gary Carter number one. But I do think you should have gone for the Dan Pasqua.
He was in consideration. Pagliarulo was in consideration. Winfield was in consideration. That's my era. That's your era.
What if you had got a Gary Ward or had got a Wayne Tollison?
Oh, solid choices.
Oh,
not really.
Wayne Tollison, though.
Look.
For more on Wayne Tollison baseball cards, go to my friend and subscribe to John at the Past is Alive. You will see a Wayne Tollison baseball card at one point. Johnny, how excited are you to take batting practice?
I'm through the roof. To step out in the field, I don't know if you can tell by my accent, but I'm
That's
native
amazing.
New Yorker.
Yeah.
And
you are
Yankee fan.
the worst person that has ever existed.
That's true.
Thank you, Jake.
That's what I've been telling John. Jake, I have and John at Past is Alive. He stands by my accusation that there's Wayne Tollison cards. I tell you what, John at the Past is Alive. I got to get you to call into the show next week. We'll work that out. I want you to do a super edit of all the times you've pulled Bobby Meacham from a pack of 87 tops. That's what I want. Jake, did you have I cut you off. You said you wanted to be funny. You were pissed at John Mariano. I get that. The man's lying about New York pizza's quality. Do you have a question for me, or do you want to talk about New York pizza? I
was just going to sing Oasis Champagne Supernova or something, but we've gone past that.
We've gone past that. I agree with that. Though Champagne Supernova, one of my favorite songs.
But you said you interviewed with someone named John Mackey in L.A.
That was not the Baltimore Colt tight end. No, John Mackey was my program director at my first radio station.
Was he a young, very white guy with blonde hair?
No, he was a white dude, but he had like a 90s ponytail, which he no longer has. He was from New Jersey, New York area. He actually, one of his roommates in New York in the 80s was the drummer from the Bangles before they got famous. And he's a big Springsteen fan, but no, not a blonde hair.
Oh yeah, that wasn't my John Mackey. So.
Okay. Oh, okay. We both knew John Mackey. LQ says, I resent the New York pizza comments, but you like what you like. I love that LQ's getting sassy. I'm going to make LQ call in one day. Jake,
New York pizza can suck a motherfucking dick. I'm sorry.
Well,
I know you don't like cussing, but
yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't like cussing. It's just the YouTube algorithm doesn't. In past, John says, count me in the hell with Bobby Meacham, though. Yeah, Bobby Meacham was my Yankee shortstop for too long. But what is it? It's not that I don't like New York pizza. I put pizza in my mouth. I'm good. It's just that it's something that's so heralded as amazing that it can't help but falter and fall short.
It's not. I've had frozen pizza that's so much better.
Hang on, because Jake is full of, and I'm gonna be.
Shut the fuck up, John.
Oh, let him speak. Let him speak.
Jake is a little bit full of crap right now.
Okay.
I have pictures and proof.
Oh yeah,
Jake thoroughly enjoyed New York pizza that I took him out for. So Jake, can you tell the tale to Ken?
In three sentences or less, because I got to get going here soon.
Okay,
I got chihuahuas that got to go potty.
Okay, it was what was it? Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn.
Yes, it was.
I really loved that deep dish pizza. But other than that, New York can eat it.
Okay. Can fill in that. Could you just say fill in the blank? Johnny, when I get out there next, and it's so funny. I was going to be there tonight. We would be, what time is it over there, Johnny? 9:53?
Yeah.
I would have been off stage because Ellis's show started at 6 tonight. I would have been off stage and we would have been having some food in New York City.
100%. And I will listen. Our friend Jeff Saunders came to New York last year, and I picked him up from the airport and took him straight over the Spumoni Garden. And he cried, and he spent the rest of his trip asking to go back. And it's like,
nobody.
Let's be honest. Hillbilly Scribbs has cried at a Del Taco drive-through without a car. He does a lot of crying. I love crying. All right.
Oh.
All right, boys.
Well, Ken, before you,
I got to wrap up.
Before you kick me off,
hit me.
Del Taco also sucks balls.
I mean, all right. Now he's off the show. I'm cutting him off. He's out of here. I don't want anything with him anymore. Jake Yakoveta is a liar. He's a liar. Del Taco is the best around. Ain't nobody going to get you down. That Double Del cheeseburger is the best value in fast food burgers today. And I stand by that. Johnny M., thanks for the call. Can you send me video of your batting practice at Yankee Stadium?
100% you'll be getting some.
All right. Johnny's gone there. I think that's close to it. Jake rules, says King Sports Cal. I should get Cal and Jake on a call at the same time, and YouTube will ban me. It'll be great. I appreciate all your calls. Hey, everybody, this is the Blathering Live. We do this every week. Don't forget I have 20 Minutes of Coffee, which is live for channel members. That's out there as well. We talk about serious things. We talk about silly things. We hang out. Hopefully, next week, I'll have John from Past is Alive on. We'll talk about cards. We'll talk about nostalgia. John says, we only have Taco Bell here. I've eaten there every day for the last 20 years. You know what? As you should. Del Taco, I don't mind Taco Bell, but Del Taco to me is superior. Some housekeeping on the way out. As I said up top, we got the Young Guns movie commentary on my Patreon page. If you become a supporter, you get it. If you want to head to the shop, you can get that as well. Also, as I said earlier, you could go to my website, shop at catnapzok.com. Go to the shop tab. And for 2 more days, I'm selling personalized copies of my book, Why We Love Star Wars. And then I got to shut the shop down because they raised the prices by over $600. Such is life in the big city. I appreciate you all hanging out. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, do all the things. A very, very fun show hanging out with all of you. And we'll do it again. I've just moved my theme music. I got to hit the button. There it is. Okay, bye-bye.